So I've got quite the busy year to finish out this year. I deleted my old TryHackMe account because I haven't been on there in a while, so I thought I'd just delete it and start fresh and just go through it and try to get as accomplished as I can and go from beginner to intermediate by the end of the year. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the stuff on there, but I just want to go through it all and start fresh and get through all that. I want to get through this A plus and really get familiar with this kind of stuff to finish my entrepreneur stuff. I got my notebook here. This is where I keep the questions and the answers from the book of each chapter. I've got the notes that are in there that in each chapter, and I've got exam tips and everything like that. This is for the A plus thing here. This here is for servers. I'd like to work with the servers and stuff like that, but I don't see this too much come up on here. So I'd like to research a little bit more on this, the CompTIA server, but this is long down the line. I want to focus on the A plus stuff first, and the network. The new Network Plus came out, the Network Plus 8. I want to get on that, and I also want to get into the Security Plus thing. I want to really read into that and get that. And this is the notebook here for the same thing as the A plus. I have the questions here and answers, and I have page numbers of where they're at and stuff from each chapter, and I have the note and exam tips that go in here and everything like that, all this kind of stuff from the book, from this book here that I have, that I go through. But yeah, I got a full year to go through and stuff like that. The great thing is that I have a 4-day weekend on Thanksgiving, a 4-day weekend on Christmas, and a 4-day weekend on New Year's, all paid. So that's something to look forward to, and I'm going to try and get a couple days off before that and try to get some studying in. But I want to focus on this TryHackMe, try to get built up on that and go through that kind of thing. A lot of times on LinkedIn and stuff, people go through and they're pretty proud of that they're being 1% and everything like that. And that seems to be the competition, that everybody wants to be in the top 1%, the top 1%, and they share everything that they do on there. And they do screenshots and stuff like that. And I'm not going to get caught up in that. I'm just going to go through. My focus is on really learning the content and really being familiar and comfortable with the content. A lot of people say that you need to post that stuff, do screenshots that you completed a room to go on there so hiring managers and recruiters can see what you're doing and stuff like that. But I think that just gets a little clouded and just a little too busy on your site to do all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to focus on what I need to do and try to get as successful as I can to the end of the year and not worry about any of that. When I do make the 1%, I think I will post it and show, hey, I'm on the 1%, but I'm not going to rush to it. I think a lot of people are rushing to it to get to the 1%, and to each their own that they do that sort of thing. If that's what they want to do, then that's not what I'm there for, to do that. The same thing with the A plus stuff and the Security Plus stuff. I want to make sure I'm pretty familiar with a lot of this stuff because I've read through the A plus stuff in the past. I've read through the N plus stuff and the Security Plus, and I'm pretty familiar with a lot of stuff. I have a good understanding of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weak points and a lot of strong points in each section of that I'm good with and stuff like that. But I've really got to focus on really hammering this stuff down and getting it as best as I can by the end of the year, and hopefully launch a successful 2022. The other thing too is I want to get my launching for my entrepreneurship going and stuff like that. I ordered some shirts from my created store that I have online, and I have them coming. I believe I should have them by Wednesday. So the tracking shows that I should have at least one by Wednesday, hopefully both of them by Wednesday, and I'll do a video of that coming too, and try to sell some shirts and build on that and try to stick with my goal and my original idea that I have on the about for my LinkedIn tech page, and go from there and hopefully build a nice little side gig of do-it-yourself stuff, of troubleshooting and laptop repairs and stuff like that. The other thing too is a guy I work with had mentioned he has a whole bunch of laptops. I don't know why he has all these laptops. He's got desktops and laptops, and he's got all these CPUs, and he's got all these loose items and stuff, and he wants to send some my way to do that kind of stuff. So I'll look into that and see what I can do and go from there. So I got a lot of tech stuff going on, And I really got to take advantage of the holidays. You know, a lot of people are going to be enjoying the holidays and doing what they do and stuff like that. Me, I'm going to be focused on doing what I need to do to have a successful year and stay focused on all this kind of stuff and go from there. And the server thing, that'll be last far down the line. Right now I want to get involved with the A plus and really get accomplished with that. Even if I don't get the certification, I want to be able to really do well on the practice tests. The same thing with the security plus, and I'll do is I'll post those results and we'll go from there. I'm not going to worry about certification so much. I'll just post the results on the practice exams and stuff like that. I still got to get my laptop up and running and fixed. I'm just going to put it back. I took it all apart and I'm just going to put that back together. I started putting it back together tonight, but I'll mess with it tomorrow maybe. Put it all back together, see what happens. If not, then I'll just get a whole new, I want to get a whole new laptop and just go from there. But yeah, I got a busy year to round out the end of the year, and a happy new year, hopefully, for me to launch 2022 and have a successful 22 year. I'm long overdue. I more than deserve it, and just go from there and see what happens. And try to build my YouTube channel up a lot more too. Hopefully, get more subscribers and get more views and go from there. And I got another project that I'm working on too that I want to try to do, kind of coincide with everything. It all coincides with the security stuff and everything like that. And you know, the whole premise of helping people and stuff like that and getting them better prepared for even the basics and stuff like that. And a lot of people that I follow on Twitter and that I'm connected with on LinkedIn, not so much Twitter. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn now, and I'm more focused on LinkedIn. And the connections that I have on there and the followers that I have on there, and really try to build on that audience and try to interact with them a lot more and stuff like that. And I just created I just joined Discord and connected with one guy who does that sort of thing. He has a YouTube channel, but he tries to help people with IT interviews, and he tries to do something with Azure and Office 360 and help desk stuff and that kind of thing, and that's his thing and everything like that. Mine's more towards one-on-one with laptops and trying to get people to do it yourself with laptops and cell phones and understand settings and understand troubleshooting and stuff like that, and just things that they could do it themselves instead of paying so much money on taking it to a shop or taking it somewhere and having somebody else fix it, be without it for 2 or 3 days, and then paying $100. You know, if you replace a screen, you know, it could cost you $140 for somebody to replace the screen, and that's not including the cost of the screen. You know, some screens cost $70, $80. So let's say you spend $70 on a screen. That's with shipping and handling, and you get it, and it's all total $70 just for the new display for your laptop. Then they install it and they get it up and running and stuff like that. So now you've paid $200 for that kind of thing, and you know I could do that sort of thing for like $60, even less. You know, to all that. So, but you know the screen prices you can't get away from. I mean, you got to buy the screen. I mean, obviously the person that's going to be fixing your screen and stuff like that on the laptop isn't going to buy the screen and cover the cost. You still got to buy the screen, and they are expensive. So, but even still, you know, paying, $130 for somebody to do it, $70 for the thing, $210 for the whole job. It is just ridiculous to do that kind of thing. So, hopefully I get some videos going with new content on these laptops this week. Hopefully it brings me a couple in that I can bring home. And unfortunately I take 2 buses, so I can't bring all that stuff on the bus. So I can take a couple laptops home, mess with them over the weekend, next weekend, and go from there and see what happens. And it's great hands-on experience for A+ stuff. And I can post these videos of me doing it and stuff like that, and hopefully it goes well and I can successfully get them up and running and post these videos on LinkedIn and on my YouTube channel, and hopefully someone notices it and say, here's a guy that's making an effort, here's a guy that's learning, here's a guy that's moving forward, and go from there, and hopefully somebody notices. So I'm going to get off of here. Been watching TV lately, going back and forth and stuff like that. Certain TV show I like to watch, and I go back and forth with the news. It is Saturday night. It's almost 10:30 here, so I try to stay up late, get organized, get my game plan together and stuff like that. And another thing that I want to do is go through and research what I exactly need for doing a home-based do-it-yourself troubleshooting laptop business. The tools I need, the software I need, not just the tools, the handheld tools and stuff like that, but the software tools, the troubleshooting tools, software and stuff like that, password recovery, data recovery stuff, all that kind of thing I want to do a research on and make a list of that and be really prepared and try to get that together and go from there and hopefully build something, pretty successful on my own, sort of a backup, where I can build a nice clientele and, do it for a decent price and stuff like that and work with people and not gouge them or anything like that and get them up and running and have their devices going and build a nice little customer base on that. So we'll see how it goes.